Uh-huh. Right. I'm done with my writing for now. And yeah. I changed the mods and it seems to be working perfectly. I did some testing for so that's why there's these two autosaves here, but I'll be loading my last real save.
Let me know in the comments, let me know what I should change, let me know what other tier lists you would like to see, and I'm just gonna hop right into it. Starting with the, I think this is the Dragon Bone. This is a bone level, so it can be buffed by Tech Fire, which is something you can get from upgrading the Radiant set. Very rare and not necessarily amazing, but just because it can reach high damage numbers this way, it will end up in C tier. It's a solid enough weapon. Promise it can burn down, it's not super amazing, but it's at least solid because of the bone tech modifier. Most of the other bone weapons will be low. We have the Gerudo Spear. It's a bad weapon. Most of the spears in this game are quite bad. This one is not an exception. Unfortunately, most of the Gerudo weapons are actually, and the Zora weapons are actually quite bad. Most of the race weapons can actually be.
Damn, this is so smooth.
Now we have the Frost Spear. And the Frost Spear is a good weapon.
So I'm playing in 48 FPS right now.
But elemental weapons.
Dang it, I don't have any Goron Spice. I could have sworn I had some.
They have high durability. Frost Spear is no exception. They can freeze enemies, and freezing enemies in Frozen Fire allows you to shatter next attack against a Frozen enemy. It actually does triple damage.
It turns out I was on like power saving mode or something. Which is why I couldn't play on which is why my computer was forced to be on 60 Hz rather than 144. I'm back to 144 now, so I've decided to go back to playing on 48 FPS, and wow. This is just amazing.
The Silver Sword, Ozora Sword, is a weapon. It doesn't have great durability, it looks very pretty, it doesn't have great damage either. It's not very memorable other than its looks, and that's why it will end up in the E tier. And this will be true for the, I don't know if this is a Goblin arm, I want to say probably Goblin. Bad weapon. If you get it, take it. If you have some inventory space, that's pretty much all you will do.
Do I have any teleporters?
Even if it gets buffed up by the bone attack
I recently got some Iron Shrooms, and I was thinking of finally switching fully to the Soldier Gear set. What else should I be able to upgrade? This thing requires a ruby.
It's actually a solid weapon. It is a one-hand weapon, which means it swings quite fast. And I think it has a basic
Danza weed.
looks good as well, which is not super. So this would definitely be almost all the things I would consider, but plus easily. And it does. It's not damage 40 damage, that's more than the Master Sword, that's 10 damage in the unpowered Master Sword. So nothing to perfect. So good. And this is also true for the Royal Broadsword. Now the Royal Broadsword I might actually put the beat even. And this seems weird, because the Royal Broadsword has 36 attack, but I've recently picked up a Royal Broadsword with 60 attack. So if you get the right attack modifier, this thing can hit for 60. And I think 60 attacks hit really powered up Master Sword. That's basically everywhere in the game with no restrictions. Like, you can pick this thing up everywhere. And
I do have the teleporter here already.
You can actually hit high numbers with solid durability, and it's very common. So I would put this one into the B tier. Now we have our first S tier weapon here in the Guardian Battle Axe, Ancient Battle Axe plus. This thing has 60 base attack, and it's a two-hand weapon, so you can get double hits when you spin around. And that's very important. But if you say hand weapon, spin attack with the stamina, and in Breath of the Wild, if you face your back to the enemy while spin attack, this is something that's talking about the Age of Warriors about the game in the past. You get 2 hits in the rotation, so that's already 120 damage every turn, right? Against the enemy. And now it gets better because this thing can have an attack modifier, goes up to 75 damage. Now this thing is an ancient weapon, And ancient weapons get buffed by something called ancient proficiency, which is a buff you can get from upgrading your ancient armor set. That is a 60% damage modifier. Now the thing
this
is,
would have been
ancient
nice.
proficiency does actually work with attack up 3. Attack up 3 is a 50% damage buff. You can reach insane damage with this effect to the point where this can be the highest damage dealing weapon in the entire game, specifically against Guardians. It's crazy. Probably one of the best ones in the game. No, definitely. The stick, the trusted stick. Now, funnily enough, I use this stick quite often. Sometimes just to carry a flame from one point to another. Think about those tag lamps in Hateno or Akala. Usually
Like the guardian weapons are the ones I can most realistically gather, so...
it's obviously just a stick, and it will be a bad weapon for...
Oh yeah, I just remembered. I should be crafting arrows.
This is the mighty Lionel sword.
Dang it, oh well, I got some money and was able to get the ferry up, so wasn't all bad.
I think this is pretty much what I would say. Like, I feel like these weapons in the solid tier, wouldn't mind picking them up, but you would drop them for anything that's in those higher tiers. And I would think some people might actually keep this over the Royal Broadsword, but the Royal Broadsword is, I think, on average stronger, specifically with the attack up modifier, and it's just easier to get. You know, like you have to beat a Lionel for this thing, and a Lionel might end up breaking one of your other weapons. So I'd say
I could still technically use the battle axe just for mining for now. So I'll keep this. But honestly, I should just get another ancient short sword for the core, so...
I keep saying they are bad just because they don't have, for example, the
although
alternatively...
another weapon I could realistically try getting. The Royal Sword. I need iron. Dang it.
If there was a spear with like 18 damage, it would be broken. Like, if you got like a charge attack with 18 damage spear, you would one-shot everything while it's basically stunned from constantly being hit. But if you get a high damage Royal Halberd,
I can try to sell the ancient alloy. At least. Let me craft some and see what I can do with them. At the very least, I can keep them. In hopes of one day being able to craft one of the royal weapons.
Not the Blizzard Rod, we'll talk about that later. Because they are very niche and there's just better versions of them that is quite rare. The Fire Rod though is fine because...
Oh damn, you need so many. Oh, those are for the bombs. Yeah, gosh darn it.
It can burn down those little protective bracelets that the Hinoxes wear. Not sure if you've ever tried this, but then you can actually attack their legs, for example. It just has some niche uses which pushes this into the C tier as a solid weapon compared to the other two basic. Talk about the other ones later. Mighty Lionel Crusher. This will be in the C tier, similar to the sword. It's a solid weapon that you would probably carry around for some time, but will probably be replaced by some of these better weapons, decent damage and everything. Now we talk about
I'm gonna refrain from crafting for now.
It's a straight up upgrade, obviously, for the fire. You can do everything the
What else was I gonna do? Right, upgrade.
That's the only advantage. Keep it more light up campfire, assault puzzles, blah blah blah. But it obviously has high damage, solid damage, great durability. It's actually super effective. It looks very cool. And this is what the versus I think this is the Serpentine Spear or something. It's a very weird name. And it's a bad spear. It's a Sheikah spear. It doesn't have high damage numbers. It's rare. The Woodcutter's Axe. Now, don't laugh at me. This is a solo weapon.
195.
But this is obviously, you find this first of all.
Okay, yeah, that is very much worth selling.
Find this thing in any stable, and this is the big part, farming.
The materials in Hyrule crafting have been lowered. Did get their prices lowered when I installed Hyrule Rebalance. So I can assume that that has something to do with it. I'm pretty sure the Ancient Aloy used to sell for way more. 195 is definitely not the old value, but Wow.
we just need a weapon.
Okay, I found the best way to get money.
I'm biased here, most likely, but for how common you get this in early game, this will be a solid weapon, and probably a weapon you remember in your playthrough. It's the Traveler's Spear. Unfortunately, bad weapon, not weapon.
And I can get the diamond from the Zora guy now, from this.
Bad weapon. Not to talk about. You can basically fulfill the role of a stick. A bit more damage, but
Oh, it needs spicy peppers.
yes, I think it does get buffed by
Ayo, a use for these things.
It's too rare compared to stick. It's literally a worse stick. Same with the Boko, that is a little bit more common. It's like 4 damage. It breaks in like 6 hits.
Did the game crash?
I think this is not.
Yikes.
Can't tell. I guess this is the Boko arm and this is the Movement arm. Side to side.
Okay, so playing on higher FPS is still pretty unstable.
It's at the low end. Solid here. It's just a spear compared to the other weapons in the game, but you might keep it around for its damage. And it would feel bad to kill a Lila and then not pick up drops that it gives you. So it's good to see here. I think this is the Lizal spear question mark. I know there's like a forked Lizal spear. Wow, this is hard. There's like 3 different Zalfo spears. Truth be told, they're all bad. None of them really stands out, even if it has like even if they have like decent damage, but they're not super common. And
Actually, you know what?
you might keep them around for a little bit, but all forgettable. I think this is the forked version, which hits the highest damage. Might be as good as the Savage Schneider one, but first of all, it looks worse, which doesn't matter that much. But the Savage Schneider spear is actually something you go out of your way for. Like you want to kill Liners in the game, right? To get their bows and to get their loot. So you will more likely find the mighty Liner spear compared to this one. And the same is true. There's going to be a lot of spears in the band here. For the Silver Scale spear, it's not strong. It looks nice.
Let me go remerge the mods real quick.
Where it lands. It's also true for the
to be safe.
you will see a lot of the race weapons.
I don't think I've done that yet since changing the battle music. Genshin mod thing.
Tri-boomerang might actually end up.
I should always do that anytime I make even the slightest change on my mod list. I delete everything there just to be extra safe.
But it has one niche use that I would consider that use in speedruns. When you throw this weapon, it can break Thunderblight Ganon's shield, and this is something that the 80% speedrun still does to save some time.
Wait, what?
When Thunderblight goes up, protecting the shield. For the boomerang against the shield will shatter and you are free to attack again. It's actually pretty cool, and that's why ETF might be biased again. The thing is this,
I did not know that.
The other boomerangs, because of how much worse they are in that tier, they're not even good enough for solids. Like there might be a point to solid, but I actually just because. So I never really picked them up anymore, and I think most people will do the same thing. Now we get to the elemental great swords, and let me actually order these real quick, so we can rank all of the elemental swords together. I'm still missing the Frostblade. No, I'm not missing the Frostblade. I'm missing the small Thunderblade. Is that not on the list? They may have forgotten the small Thunderblade on the list. If I find it later, I find it later. But for now, let's rate the other ones. And the order that I have in mind is that we will put. Wait, no, I'm blind. What am I missing? I'm missing the Great Flame Blade. Okay, sorry for that. So, I will actually put all of the normal ones in the solid tier. They have good durability, decent base damage, and obviously elemental properties. I would put these two into the good tier.
My favorite is for Ice, Claymore,
so,
for Electro.
Frostblade freezes enemies. We talked about this with the Frost Spear. Freezing enemies, I'm actually gonna rate the spears as well.
I'd say Sword is best for Electro since it's fast and you can have a shield up with it. And then the Spear is for Fire because Fire is mostly for utility, and Spears have the highest durability, meaning you can keep a Fire Blade for the longest. Somewhere around like 50 torches you can light with it. Not necessarily for combat, since Fire is not the best element for combat.
When you swing the great Thunderblades, and you pause at the right time, it will constantly emit electricity.
Unless, yeah, the
to the
Great
point
Flame
where
Blade.
if an enemy steps on it, they will get shocked. So what you can do is you can lure away enemies from their original spawn point, set up a shock trap where they would usually spawn, and a great example for this is the Moblin in the Royal Guards chamber, the one that wields here this Royal Guards Claymore. You can basically farm and duplicate weapons by doing this trick if you set up a shock trap below them. And then you can sleep at the campfire, keep sleeping, and every morning the Moblin will spawn, get shocked, drop his weapon, and you will sleep at the campfire again, and he will have a new weapon in his hand. Look it up, Breath of the Wild Shock Trap. Super cool, unique use for this sword. And then the Great Flame Blade just is the best of all worlds. It's very easy to get right at the start of the game. You can get one at the Ancient Tree Stump, which is very close to the Great Plateau. Great durability, keeps you warm, solves puzzles, lights campfires, burns enemies, burns guardians, so they're like stunned for a little bit, makes updrafts. Out of those, it's the best. Even though I like the other ones more aesthetically, but for usability, the Great Flame Blade has to be in the A tier. Now, let's talk about the Thunder Spear, is the last spear. This one, unfortunately, I think, because it is so hard to set up a shock trap with the spear, it's just a burst version of the Great Thunderblade. You can actually use the Great Thunderblade as well for some puzzles in Gerudo, which is kind of a unique use, but it's just unfortunately the worst of the spears, even though it's the coolest one like in terms of looks, in my opinion. Same is also true for these. It's just
I wouldn't say it looks the best
version of each of these weapons, just usability-wise, not looks, is the Great Claymore. With the exception of these two spears, just because this one is fire, and ice is actually really good for range, right? If you have more range, I guess the right order would be to put those at the bottom and those more at the top. It's actually nice to have range on a freeze ability, right? Just like freeze arrow. So that's why the spears in B tier. This will be my ordering for the elementals. Now, actually, just to wrap up the elementals, the big elemental rods. I will put the meteor rod into the top of B tier. It's just an upgrade over the normal fire rod. It does a little bit more damage, it has more durability, it shoots 3 projectiles, which in a niche case can be useful. Same for this one. This will be just higher than the
maybe you could call this an abuse.
It will be more at the bottom of the C tier. I think it's got the thunder,
of the mods I have equipped in specific.
Storm rod or something. This will be at the bottom of the C tier. Or something. This would be at the bottom of the
9 will do for now.
Just because you can actually.
But the materials can still be used for other stuff other than for money. So
maybe the surprise. The Blizzard Rod is in the S tier. It's one of the best weapons.
It's
in the
just
entire
an
game.
option.
And the reason that is because we talked about freezing being pretty good. The Blizzard Rod can AoE freeze. It can freeze entire camps. If you watched my speedrun of all locked chests, which is like a run where you get these chests, the ones that are like closed, they look like monsters, they have like purple eyes, and when you beat the enemy camp, there's a small cutscene, the chest opens. I've unlocked all of those, like 15 chests, and a lot of those are locked behind camps that are kind of like standing in a circle. Think about those monster camps, are like a big skull. Enemies within will usually stay close together, and sometimes there's going to be monster camps around campfires too, which you can just freeze with one swing. They're all frozen. All the time.
So it looks like
what I would do in the
beating up guardians
is
is the best way to
and then jump and
get money now.
the AoE slam, insta-killing the entire camp. It's broken to the point where I'm doing a challenge right now where I have basically every weapon I want because I'm getting 999 of each material in the game, and still I'm keeping the Blizzard Rod. It's just not good. It's a broken weapon. You only really realize when using it against multiple enemies how broken it is. That AoE freeze is worth so much. You can check out my all-locked chest speedrun on my channel. I would appreciate it anyway. I'm actually really close to 60,000
Yep, Blizzard Rod is indeed the best rod.
All the way to this point, maybe it's something worth considering. I would really appreciate it. It's broken, and you have to see it to believe it. Next up on the list we have I think this is the Wind Cleaver, and the Wind Cleaver is trash. It actually has some good damage and a cool niche attack, where if you charge it up, you shoot kind of like this wind beam, and that probably makes it
I'm gonna go teleport.
As anime and cool as it is, the problem is it's much worse than the spin attack, because the spin attack obviously can give you the double hits. Because it's so rare, you can get it from Blade Masters. Sometimes the Blade Masters don't drop this weapon. You can actually, if you shock arrow, if you use elemental arrows against Blade Masters, or if you kill Blade Masters in Flurry Rush, they don't drop the weapon. It's very weird. It's kind of like a hidden mechanic. It's a bad weapon. And same is true for
if you kill them in a specific way.
Another one of those low damage spears that are pretty forgettable.
And there's a lot of specific ways that you can kill them where that'll happen.
Bring the ancient weapons together as well, if I can quickly sort them out. We have the swords.
It's annoying.
There's a lot of them. We have the swords, we have the spears.
Sadly, there are still quite a bunch of stutters that happen.
Rated one of the X's. But let's start. The normal spear is probably the bad tier. The damage is just too low, even if it does more damage against guardians and scales of ancient proficiency like this one. The middle one can be in the solid tier, and the big one can be at the top of the solid tier. The reason it's at the top of solid tier is because I want to put the ancient spear into the... Actually, I want to put the ancient spear into the great tier, and I want to put this one into the good tier, I guess. The normal plus version. The reason I want to put the ancient spear into the great tier is because it scales with ancient proficiency, it has high damage, it's good against guardians, very good range, it's probably the best spear in the game. And it has to be at least the great tier. I don't think any spear is going to hit the S tier, but it will be in the great tier because of that. And are we not missing one? No, that's the one, right?
Wow, it's 8. Damn, I'm missing one. One spicy pepper.
Is great. None of them will be in the S tier. For the swords, I would actually say there's so many one-hand sword options.
Would you torment me so, game?
The normal version and the plus version into the bad tier, and the plus version into the solid tier.
I should be able to get this to 2.
Range advantage that the spear would give you in those fights, or even stuff like elemental.
The third part, right? The third upgrade is quite hard to get because it requires
the great
fish.
Frostblade can actually freeze chain.
And I still don't have access to...
You can do a spin attack with something called a bow spin.
The scanner, which is for some reason Dark Army Resurrection decided to change that to be...
But yeah, the sword, you lose the range advantage, and there's just so many better options that this will end up in the C tier. Trash durability as well. Now the ancient short sword is actually one of my favorite weapons.
I might eventually get this no boots,
but it has the exact same
so I guess I should upgrade the headdress first.
To get, like you have to invest in these swords, which will still only put us at the higher ends of the solid tier because it's so expensive. While it's cool and does some solid damage, it does some solid work. Literally solid, it's gonna be the C tier. Now the other 2 X's, I would say the small version
and
is still bad.
Sunshrooms.
It's kind of higher up the bad tier. It just has bad durability, but it's
That's
nice.
confusing.
Because again, ancient proficiency, spin attacks, everything strong against
I can upgrade this, so why not?
This is maybe also actually because of that it's solid. It can actually kill a guardian for you, get you some cards, get you some other weapons. And this one I guess would be the good tier. It's just that the plus version and the highest attack is so much better.
Ooh.
I think that's actually a fair rating for them.
Why not?
The Ancient Blade Saw is so expensive to get, and it's so much worse than the Battle Axe Plus, which will also end up. I guess, it might end up here. The Ancient Short Sword. That's a tough call. Yeah, I think the problem is it's better than the plus version of the Battle Axe, right? But because it's so much more expensive, of course it's better, it does more damage, but because it's so much more expensive to get, you can get infinite of those axes by just farming, right? But you have to invest in these 2 weapons, which that's just because they're just solid because of it. Like, you would keep them in your inventory maybe, but at what cost? Right? Like, these weapons are just better. All of the ones here. All of the ones here are, in my opinion, better, so I'm confident putting them to C.
I hate having an off-piece be the leggings.
Obviously a lot worse.
Especially since I just don't like the Soldier Greaves look, but...
The Royal Broadsword. And I guess it's somewhere in the bottom of C as well. Right. The thing is this, obviously, at one point these ones scale up to become Royal Broadswords, right? But in the early game, this can actually be a pretty hard-hitting weapon that you would keep around for some time. So I think I would put it in the C tier. Knight's Halberd.
Chill Shroom.
somewhere in the D
Sunshroom.
tier. One of the better spears because of how easy it is
Spicy
to get, but
pepper.
can't really rank it that much higher. Now the Coral Cleave is interesting. I would actually put this at least in the solid tier now. This only
So-
has one niche, but that niche is broken.
The
Because
chill
these enemies,
shrooms.
for example, the ones on like those camps that are on
You
top
can
of the
I can
water,
find the most
and
of them
push
I
the
can
pump
find
of the
would be
Coral Cleave,
around
saving
here,
you so much durability,
and the sun shrooms would be
potentially on
here.
other weapons, that it has a unique niche, and it does that niche greatly, but it only does that niche. So if you don't have infinite like weapon slots yet, you might
No,
end up
I'd say
dropping
it's
this
worth
one.
it.
But because it's so fun
Alright.
to use and it has that niche, it
Divine
has
Beast is getting delayed for just a little bit longer.
And we are talking about two of the bone weapons here that might actually reach the D tier. So this one is the Spiked Vomit Club. Will probably be more in the C tier, right? It's a solid weapon, it can scale the bone attack up, and it's a spin attack weapon, not bad. This one will actually be in the good tier, because it can reach very high damage numbers. I think around 40, and the right modifier probably around 60. And then to get the bone attack up weapon. Tridents here, and I think one of them is the ceremonial trident, and one of them is the trident you get from Mifa. I would say the ceremonial one is the better trident. It's only in the game once.
Yeah, wow, look at me.
The Mifa one is C tier.
I think
Just because it's got
the armor is
decent
way too
damage.
OP in Hyrule Rebalance.
It's probably the worst version of the weapons, actually.
It scales really good.
It has that one niche, right? It's nice durability, and I think 22 damage.
Actually, I'm actually convinced.
You would probably not want to repair it. It's pretty. It has that going. They look the same here on the image, but let's just say this one is Mifa's. This is a new one. That you can find in the water. Amiibo weapons. Maybe we rank the Amiibo weapons together. If I can quickly find, we can see these boomerang, the Goddess swords, some 6 sages. Let's get all of the Amiibo weapons. The Fierce Deity swords.
Oh, really?
Look at the big Goron sword right now. Big Goron sword, okay, I think this is one of the Amiibo weapons. I can't see any other Amiibo weapons right now. Question mark? No, I think that's it. Alright, let's start rating. All of the swords are
I think I'll take the Swallow Bow.
solid.
Wow, it's got good
The problem is
durability.
they are a grind to get, right? They are a pretty big grind to get. They can have attack up or durability modifiers on them, and they're very pretty, very unique and cool weapons. And just because you wouldn't... Okay, I think all of the swords will be in the good tier, with the Sword of the 6 Sages being the highest, because it has the highest base power. They actually don't have great durability, but those are weapons that are so cool looking, and you feel so happy when you get them from a people that you will probably keep them in your inventory. Sword of the 6 Sages has high damage, which is why you would want to keep that around. The Goddess Sword is obviously very pretty, and the original sword is just classic. They could also go into the solid tier, honestly, which is why they're at the bottom. Again, the Sword of the 6 Sages hits quite hard, but it's a pretty big grind to get, so they can't really hit the great tier quite yet. The Sea Breeze Boomerang is a high damage boomerang, and you probably wouldn't throw it away, but we have to be serious here. It's just the solid
I'll
tier.
be able to get more teleporters.
Boomerangs
At
have
the
a
very
unique
least,
niche
I am
use with
pretty
the
rich
Missile Tri
now.
Boomerang because of
I
its
can
damage,
just buy them
and
from
its
Beetle.
how common it is, being the best one.
If I fail to get them from
And you can actually use some cool
Guardians.
tricks with the metal boomerangs using magnesis. Not sure if you've seen it before on
How did
YouTube, where
I
you basically have like
know
a
of a
Beyblade in
way
your
to
hand.
get some money.
The magnesis boomerang trick, Breath of the Wild. It's pretty cool. What's going on with the music here? Quite intense. His Deity Sword can hit like 80 damage. It's a good weapon. If you get it, you keep it around most of the time. 80 damage. Like spin attacks hit hard. They hurt. They hurt quite a lot.
Oh, god damn it.
The last one here is a
Fine,
Big Goron
I'm just
Sword,
gonna
and
make
this
a
is an S
save.
tier weapon. And the reason the Big Goron Sword is an S tier weapon is because if you get the right version, this is the highest durability weapon
Actually,
in the
let me
game at 110. And because I'm also using glitches for my judgment,
Sweep at the
there's a
end,
glitch
I
called
suppose.
durability transfer in Breath of the Wild, where you can
I
transfer
could probably buy a heart
durability
back.
from one weapon to another. So you can basically make a 110 durability battle axe. You can make a 110 durability
From that guy.
boomerang. You can make a 110 durability Demon Carver. You can literally transfer the durability from this sword to any
I'm
other
keeping my
weapon.
money.
Look up durability transfer Breath of the Wild. And because it is the best durability catalyst in the game, and I've been using this a lot in my 999 material runs to make broken weapons, it's a weapon you will always keep around for your entire playthrough if you understand and know how this glitch works. And in hand with that goes the Royal Guards Claymore. Now the Royal Guards Claymore on base is bad. It's actually at most solid, because it has like 12 durability. This thing breaks so fast. But it has 72 base attack. And with the right modifier, this thing can hit 116 attack.
Oh, and the best part about the Flame Sphere, actually, if you are just using it to light fires, it won't use durability if you do use it for that purpose.
116 damage Claymore that can hit 110 times. And combining that with attack up and double hits, you can deal 300 damage in half a second. And you can keep doing it, spin to win. It can break boss. For example, it's a really good weapon with this combination, which is why they both have to go into S tier hand in hand. If this wasn't a thing, they would probably both be B or C tier, just because the durability of this is so low. But because I'm considering glitches for this, they will be in the S tier. We have the samurai swords. We have the 8-fold blade and the 8-fold long blade.
I'll try Monster Extract. Try my luck.
They are not very high in the damage modifying world. And as much as I want to put the 8-fold long blade into the solid tier, it is such a niche weapon.
Worst.
Because it doesn't have a real charge attack. It has like a katana charge attack, which looks super anime, super cool. But it's just not usable. It's not useful in the game. It's really sad. It's so cool looking. One of my favorite weapons look-wise. I really want to put it into the solid tier just because I feel like it belongs there. But I would throw this away compared to like almost everything on this list. I would have a really hard time throwing it away over a Korok leaf. And again, I would probably not throw it away for a Knight's Broadsword, but the Knight's Broadsword is something you just have so much access to in the early game, and there's only like 2 or 3 of these. It sucks. It's a cool weapon, but it's gonna be in the D tier. And same is obviously true for the... there's a Rusty Broadsword and a Traveler's Broadsword. They're both really bad weapons, kind of meme weapons. Speaking of meme weapons, we could put some meme weapons in here. The farming hoe, the little rake, as meaty as they are, they will unfortunately end up in the D tier. And I think we can just put a lot of the weapons here right now into the D tier because this is getting longer than I wanted to. We have the Soup Ladle. It's a very fun weapon, but unfortunately the Knights is not even the Knights, it's a Traveler's Claymore. It's a weak two-hand weapon. It will be a bad weapon. We have a... I don't even know what this is, like the Traveler's Spear? No, I don't know. It's a weak spear. Not much to talk about. Another bad Zora Spear. We have the base Lionel Spear, also bad. We have the Boko Stick, Rusty Claymore.
One thing I really like about Hyrule Rebounds is that since numbers are... the number difference are a lot closer to each other per tier, none of the weapons ever really get power crept, and all of them do have their own unique uses. Which is really nice. Put in hereditary powers there, and now you have even more reason to switch out your armors as well. To use a lot if you have the correct weapons and stuff
these both weapons all look
to
the
go
same.
alongside them as well.
What is this called? Feathers Edge? Blah 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 Edge. This is like a Rito weapon that looks cool and is rare, but it's also bad.
Oh my god, there's monsters everywhere.
Dude, they all look the same. Oh, this is the Knight's Broadsword. This is gotta be the Traveler's Broadsword. These weapons all look the same. I think this is a Claymore. They are bad weapons that you will encounter in your playthrough, but ultimately throw away. I want to get to the point where we only have interesting weapons left. I think that's actually the Traveler's Sword. The Boat Ore, unfortunately, will be down here as well. We have the Vicious Sickle, maybe we can talk about this. The Mob we have down here. Okay, maybe the other weapons are at least interesting enough to talk about. So we have the Mighty Lionel Spear, and this one...
still not
sorry,
too
the
late.
Savage Lionel Spear. And because the Mighty Lionel Spear is down here, I think this can make a case to be a good weapon.
I'm gonna go get the Sun
it has just
Spoons.
high damage. Like high damage weapons are great, so it's gonna be in the good gold tier.
They're located in Repton
Sapphire
Forest.
and you will probably get this with other great weapons like Savage-Handled Bows, and will probably have a modifier on it later in your game, and it's good. It's a good weapon. The Iron Sledgehammer. Now, this will be... Okay, this will be actually a controversial one when I put this on. This is a great weapon, and the reason this is great is just as biased as the Axis. I want to keep this weapon in my inventory at any point, because this weapon has good durability, it can break ores, it can break rocks, it does quadruple damage to Talus enemies, it's super common, you can get 2 at Link's house at all times, it's a great weapon. Unironically, like, when my inventory is full with like 160 damage claymores, I still would kind of like one of those hammers around to be able to do damage against Taluses and to be able to break those like shatterable rocks. Unironically, a great weapon. And that might not even be biased, I think some of you might agree with me. The Knight's Claymore is a solid weapon. It has an okay damage output, and I think it belongs in a tier with these weapons. The Royal Guards sword, it will be in the solid tier, just because you can durability transfer onto it. And I guess this is true for all of these weapons. I think durability transfer maybe skews this list a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really think that should affect things too much, since that is a glitch, you know, unintended.
This one's base durability is so bad, but it does pack a mean punch, which is why I'm going to put this to the C tier. It's something that you probably want to...
I forgot whether it's the Sunshrew that I need 9
It doesn't have great durability. It's like a worse... It's like an ironically worse version.
Either way,
of
I'm just gonna collect as much of them as I can.
So bad, even though it has more damage. Again, you can technically transfer durability onto it, but it's also much more rare. And then again, you can even duplicate weapons, which skews this attacks a little bit. I get that, but I think at base it's actually worse. Yeah, and then we have the 2. This is I think the
at least 18 for both would be the best.
Or something, and then there's a Scimitar of the 7, which in my opinion is, in terms of weapons, the second worst weapon of the champions, but better than the...
What? The Scimitar of the 7 is
I'm going to make sure
great.
to put this into solid tier, but above Beaver's Trident, if this is somewhat possible, yep, like that.
Since it's a sword. And swords you can have with shields, and all the champion weapons have really stuffed durabilities.
It's better than the Gerudo Scimitar, but it just pales in comparison against the Scimitar of the 7. This damage, looking, but doesn't really matter. Same for the Vicious Sickle, it's a bad demon carver. The Master Sword is an S tier weapon. Surprise, surprise. And the reason is because it never breaks. Durability modifier aside, if you get the 60 damage version of this, you can shoot laser beams. It never breaks. It's always there. It gets a dedicated item slot. It's super cool looking. It's literally a lightsaber, technically. The 60 damage version. In my opinion, the coolest looking weapon in the game. It's an OG weapon as well, which doesn't really matter, but it's an S tier weapon. Absolutely amazing. We can get the Master Sword so quickly nowadays with the early Master Sword glitch. So that's why it will be in the S tier. Forest Dweller Swords unfortunately goes with the other Forest Dweller
I didn't know there was such a glitch.
It's a pretty sword that people like, but it breaks quickly, it has low damage.
Right, I got 13, hopefully that'll be enough.
It's like in the upper half of C tier. And it has to be above the Woodcutter's X, just because it's literally better in every single way, but how common it is. It's much less common. But it does more damage, it breaks trees in one hit, which is a unique niche that's really nice for a weapon like this for wood farming. It has good durability as well. It's more rare, which makes it a little worse. That's the only way it's worse though, and every other way it's better. So that's why I'm putting it into the C tier.
Right,
The
I would
Savage-Handled
want to
Crusher
beat
is
up
a
the
great
Guardian
weapon.
Stalker site.
It does a ton of damage, it looks very intimidating, and it can reach 108 damage, being just slightly below the Royal Guard's Claymore, and it's probably the best liner weapon in the game other than the bow. We'll talk about that in a different video. The silver, like, Claymore, or whatever this is called, is unfortunately a bad weapon. It is just worse than the Claymores we have here in the C tier, like the Knight's Claymore, and much less common than stuff like the Mighty Lionel, Crusher. It's like very uncommon. It's not great, it's super pretty, and that's all it offers, unfortunately. the Schneider Sword. This will be at the, I want to say at the bottom of A tier, just because it is the highest damage one in sword. It can hit higher damage than the fully upgraded Master Sword, and again, you can technically durability transfer onto it. It feels super powerful to smack enemies with a one-hand attack. And keep in mind, one thing I haven't talked about all the way until this point is, yes, two-hand weapons can spin to win. But one-hand weapons allow you to hold out a shield, so it's obviously huge, right? Being able to parry at the same time is just something that feels great. And the spear and a 12 weapon don't even allow you to do that, so this is why, in my opinion, that super high damage swords will end up in the A tier. Now, these two weapons will actually also be in the, we get some great weapons here. These two weapons will be in the grey tier as well. I guess this one will be in the bottom of B tier, and this one at the top of the bottom of A tier. This is the Stone Smasher, and again, it doubles, I think it doubles the damage to Taluses. I think the hammer quadruples and the Stone Smasher doubles. I think that's how it works. Because I already have pretty high damage numbers, it would be too broken. I think that's how it works, don't quote me. The Boulder Breaker is the best champion weapon. That's an actual weapon. The best champion weapon is technically the Great Eagle Bow, but this is on the bow tier list. And it does great damage against, I actually want to put these amiibo weapons lower. They're just cool looking and probably kind of biased. They should probably be in the C tier. But yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the Boulder Breaker again. It destroys Taluses and it has great durability. It has 60 damage. That would be a great weapon. But just at the bottom. And I guess to be really fair, we have to put the hammer at the bottom of this tier, just because, yes, it's obviously just the worst version, but because it's so common, it's still all the way up here. The Mighty... Wait, this is the Mighty... Oh, wait, I made a mistake. This is the Mighty Liner Crusher. This is the normal Liner Crusher. I will actually put this one into the D tier. Never mind, they look too similar. This is the right order. I will order this tier list again later, maybe in like on Twitter or something. This sword belongs to the rest of the line of weapons. They're not good enough. In the early game, you might be happy with those, but we have a strong competition here. The Great Boomerang is a niche weapon that doesn't have much use. It will be right here, D tier. Same is true for the Golden Claymore. It's actually a pathetic
That's to be expected, but
compared to how cool this looks, it almost does no damage. I'm very disappointed in the performance. And this will also actually be, this will be quite low. This is the normal, I think this is called like the Stone, no, this is not the Stone Smasher, it's the Boulder Breaker, Stone Smasher, and I don't even know, Rock Carver. It's probably not Rock Carver, it's like, it's a weak version of it, and unfortunately it doesn't make the cut. It's not even common, and the Stone Smasher is actually almost as common and just infinitely better. Which is why this stone weapon is that bad. Now the Torch. The Torch is literally, it's literally just a power creep of all of these wooden weapons. This is gonna be, no, I can't do this. I can't put this into the same tier than the Royal Guard weapons here. I will get flamed too hard. It has to be at the top of D tier for its usability. And I know the Coral Cleave is already in the same tier than these Royal Guard weapons. It actually has some nice uses, but for weapons it's a one damage weapon, but you can actually use it in the game for multiple things.
I'm just gonna run away from the enemies.
Now, the drill shaft actually might have a point to be solid at
Look,
least,
there's still some
because of
anyway.
its unique ability to farm ores and stuff.
Now, I do plan on getting all 120 shrines in this playthrough, by the way.
C tier for its ability. It's not very common. It's literally basically because it's so uncommon, the worst version of the hammer. But it has its unique niche, and I guess that's why I'm putting it into the solid tier. Some people like keeping one around, including me, for farming purposes. Royal Claymore is great. Is it great or is it good? I would say it's good. It's good. It is a very hard-hitting Claymore, and I think it belongs right here. I'm very happy with how this list is looking, specifically in the top tiers. I feel pretty confident in the top tiers of weapons. It's good. It's almost great. It's pretty common, nice durability, super high damage. Same for this one. This one is just slightly worse. It's slightly worse than the Royal Claymore. I think the Royal Claymore has 52 damage base, and the edge of durability is I don't know about the durability. The edge of durability might have more durability, making it almost like but of good weapons, not great weapons. I feel confident about this. Now, and this is interesting, this is a great weapon. And the reason the spring-loaded hammer is a great weapon is because it's a slightly worse version of the Big Goron sword for durability transfer. This weapon, I think, has a durability of 80, the spring-loaded hammer. So using this weapon for the durability transfer glitch is really good. You can get 80
You don't have
durability
any
of
amiibo.
any weapon if you do the glitch.
It's a free-to-play way to get the... it's so stupid, but that is essentially what it is. A free-to-play alternative, technically. I mean, the game already costs money to
last but not least,
play,
this will
but
probably
you
be a
know.
controversial one, is the One-Hit Obliterator. The One-Hit Obliterator is not better than C tier. Yes, it can literally obliterate everything with one shot, but that's the big part. It obviously has a huge restriction with making it so that you will die if you get hit by anything. And the biggest restriction is you can only use it on the Great Plateau. Now, if there was a glitch where you could use this weapon everywhere without restriction, it would be in S tier. But that's not the case. It's super restricted, makes Link super vulnerable, super vulnerable. You can't even do hitbox properly without losing tons of food. For example, it's so restrictive that it can only be in the C tier. But I can't put it into the D tier, obviously, because it literally launches
I mean,
everything.
it has a pretty fitting song.
But looking at this list, I feel pretty confident. There's probably some questionable things in here and probably some biased things like the Woodcutter's X, and people will probably want those weapons higher, and there's like small decisions that you may want to change, but overall and specifically the highest tiers, I'm pretty confident that this list gives you a good idea of what weapons you want to keep in Breath of the Wild in your playthrough, which ones you want to route around in your speedruns, which might be useful to pick up. I played this game again for a lot of hours. I feel pretty confident rating it, but let me know your thoughts, let me know where I messed up completely, let me know where it wasn't fair.
Make a save
Let me
just in
know if
case.
you agree with me. Let me know what other tier lists you want to see. You want to see bows, you want to see shields, you want to see shrines, speedrun categories. I think I'm down to do videos like this one, just sit down, rant about my favorite game of all time. There's lots of more content coming up soon on the channel, guys. Make sure to subscribe if you want to. I want to be on Twitch, twitch.tv/streams every day there. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. I'm gonna see you guys next week.
Actually, I think the Phoenix bow would be better here. Or even the ancient bow, but why would I use the ancient bow? Things just got a whole lot more complicated. But thank fuck. I have the aircon open, by the way. Just wanted to mention that. Two reasons. The main reason is it's hot, and the second reason is, well, look where I am right now. It's a cold area. Well, I thought I would be doing the Rito quest, but I'm still in a cold area, so it still fits. Whoa. Alright, so even the scale is pretty scuffed. I really should go dragon farming, huh? It'll be the next best option. I have, if I want to get long-lasting attack buff, I believe this is a test of strength, so
What's up, guys? I'm Limcube and I'm a Breath of the Wild player. I played the game for around 5,000 hours at this point in speed runs, challenge runs.
Hey everyone, it's
never
Semi,
mind,
and
it's a
time
free shrine.
to watch the version 3.6 special program together. Here we have the official art, and it features some of my favorite characters, so I am excited to see
Okay, so I'm
what
sorry
we
to
will
getting a
see
rerun.
next.
Ooh.
They started the trailer.
Both of you have only existed for a fraction of what you know as time. Yet you call yourselves lords of this land by leaning on the heavens below.
Is there any way to avoid fighting them? Hey, wait!
Oh my god, what is that?
Never mind. That's too spoilery. I'm not gonna watch it.
Breath of the Wild player. Played the game for around 5,000 hours.
I
at this
saw a
point
new
in speed
potential
runs,
weekly or
challenge
world
runs,
boss,
all
and
sorts of
that's
game
where I draw
elements.
the line.
And today I'm going to be rating all bows in Breath of the Wild. So recently I've done a weapon tier list, which was actually really well received. Thank you for that. I got a lot of nice messages and also some feedback, which I tried to think about when recording this video. First of all, though, in terms of the feedback,
Calamity Curse
keep in
increased.
mind, like any tier
2
list,
red
there's
stars
opinions,
required now.
right? We all have opinions. We have different experience when we play the game. If you want to state your opinion that's different than mine, I actually appreciate that, but try to keep it respectful. Like, don't flame me just because I have a different opinion than you. There might be in your mind an objectively correct opinion, but this is where I do want to say
It's been a while since I died,
my
honestly.
experience is heavily
And since I don't have
skewed towards
putrid
speedrunning,
blood
right?
moon, since I
A
increased
lot of speedruns
the
from my
enemy
5,000
scaling
hours,
instead
4,000 of them are probably from speedrunning.
for various
And this is
reasons.
why my perspective is obviously a little bit skewed in that perspective. And this is also
I mean,
why
I guess that kinda
if you look
just
at my
shows
characters right
how
now, I don't
used I've
have an
become
F tier, I don't even have a C tier.
to the
Me,
craziness
worst
that is
tier
this
for bows
mod.
is me. There's basically no bad bows, in my opinion. And this is because bows will always allow you to go into bullet time, which is one of the most broken mechanics in the game. Allows you to fast travel using wind bombs, allows you to do bullet time bounces. It allows you to hit enemies much easier, stunning them with headshots, freezing them, electrocuting them using ancient arrows to delete them. Bows in this game, in my opinion, are broken. Yeah, there's another small mechanic where if you basically shoot enemies on a tower, those like guard enemies, they will actually receive a 10 times damage modifier in headshots, so you can like do so much damage to them if you headshot them. And all of that, in my opinion, makes it so that bows are all good or
I can
solid.
craft a drill
I
shaft,
have an
can't
S
I?
tier here for the best, an A tier for good bows, and B tier for solid bows. And let's just get into rating them. And this time we'll actually start with an S tier weapon. The Ancient Bow, in my opinion, is one of the best bows in the game.
What do you
Not
need?
only because it has like I think 50
For
range,
those?
which is actually more than pretty much every bow in terms of like their base range. The Twilight Bow, the Bow of Light being an exception. But it also has 120 durability, and I'm not going to make this entire tier list again centered around that durability transfer glitch that I talked in my weapon video. If you don't know that yet, it's basically a glitch where you are allowed to take the durability from one weapon and transfer it to another one. So you could basically make a 120 durability Boko bow. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you could also make a 120 durability Savage Lionel bow. And that's obviously super powerful, specifically because this is not locked behind Amiibo. You can craft this bow, which is a little bit expensive, using a giant ancient core. But it's a great bow and useful for even more than just it being good. So this is what pushes it to the S tier for me. It probably won't be the best bow on this list, but it will be S tier. Now the Boko bow is one of those bows that's probably a little bit skewed
Wild
on my list
berries.
compared to other people's
I'm pretty
opinions.
sure these weren't
And
here
it's going to be a
before.
good bow
How lovely.
for me. Or at the top of B. Actually, I will put it at the top of B, otherwise I think it's too controversial. And this is because we use this bow a lot in speedrunning. It's super easily obtainable. A lot of the enemies in the Grey Plateau and around the Grey Plateau carry this bow. It has solid durability. Like, usually you don't even run out of durability with this bow because you mainly use it to get into bullet time in speedruns. But it being so obtainable makes it a lot better. I will actually obviously rate the other Boko bows above it. They will not quite reach the good tier. Even though it's important to say that the spiked Boko bow and the Dragonbone Boko bow, while their durability and their damage goes up, they actually do work.
Okay, that is
bow
quite a
attack
lot.
up
I'm gonna
modifier, which is interesting.
draw the line
But they
there.
don't quite. I mean, they might reach high damage numbers if you use the bone attack up buff and attack buffs. But the setup is pretty intricate and they're not great. And this is also an important
Okay,
point where I
yeah,
want
I
to talk
haven't
about
been there yet.
the difference between wooden and metal bows. Wooden bows have the advantage that they are safe from lightning strikes. They don't attract lightning, so you can use them in a thunderstorm.
Let's try
But that's a
avoiding
pretty
this
rare
guy's
scenario.
attention.
And also, at one point in the game later, you don't really care. You either have like the Thunder Helm, or you have so much health and Mipha's Grace that even if you do get hit by lightning, it's kind of whatever. However, wooden bows do burn down when you are up at the volcano in Elden. So that's something that will always be annoying, right? If you lose your bow because you had it out too much to the fire, that sucks. And that's why I will actually usually rate metal bows over wooden bows. Speaking of metal bows, this metal bow here is super interesting. This is an S tier bow if you use glitches, and a B tier bow if you don't. And this is because if you don't use glitches and you play this game casually, you can have the Bow of Light for 3 minutes in one of the most underwhelming sections of the game, being the Dark Beast Ganon boss fight. It's the end of the game, cool and all, and this bow is epic, right? It doesn't use your ammo, it has amazing range. But you don't even get to learn how good it is if you are not using it outside of the fight. There's two ways to use it outside of the fight. I mean, technically three if you consider the Twilight Bow being kind of like the budget version. If you use Amiibo, but if you are able to clip one of the Dark Beast Ganon boss fight using shield clips or auto clip methods, or if you know memory storage, which is a glitch that's incredibly good. I needed like 3 days to do memory storage once. And what that is basically it allows you to start a file with previous file, including
Wow.
Bow of Light.
Uh,
So if you do this right, and I made a YouTube video about this, we'll probably link in the description if you're interested. You can have a Bow of Light. Bow of Light is a 100 damage. An arrow in mountain because of range.
yay!
But it works with the Attacker. So if you headshot an enemy, Bow of Light, they take 100 damage. Then Attacker. That's incredible. That's incredible. Specifically, you can make shots. And
No.
using ammo, if you have that at the beginning of the game, everything becomes global. And it would be an S tier bow, but because that glitch is so hard, and because it's a glitch and it's not really in the game like that, we will rate it but it's super interesting. It's super cool to have outside of the boss fight. Really, and even the Witcher say Expo is actually interesting. And another one where maybe in my opinion, as a speedrunner, will change its rate. So usually a double shot is nice if you just get one damage because you shoot barrels, right? Base damage is kind of low, it burns down because it's not main weapon. But very specifically, it's useful for the Var Naboris section in speedruns. So if you remember when you attack the Divine Beast Var Naboris, the camel, it has like these protection, I don't know, briefs. Like basically, you have to shoot its feet, right? And those feet take 2 shots, 2 bomb barrels to be shot. Duplex Bow is only 1 shot because you shoot 2 bomb barrels at once. And more than that,
I'm just gonna run that Kakariko.
Some puzzles using electric arrows. I would recommend actually checking out an old dungeon speedrun to get an idea of it. It's super impressive and super useful. And because it has good range too, I will end up putting this bow to the A tier for its unique uses. It will probably be at the bottom of the A tier. But yeah, keeping it good. Now this will be the controversial one. And the Falcon Bow for me is going to be at the bottom of S tier.
Just gonna make a run for it. Oh my god, that's a Talus.
Let's actually rate a different bow into the A tier. I'm actually, for example, going to rank the Mighty Lion Bow to the A tier. The Mighty Lion Bow is better and doesn't burn down. It has much more damage. But the things that you actually use will actually make it so.
Actually, since this thing has such low durability for such, I think I should get rid of it first.
This 40 range, which is incredible. It has a basic fire rate. Have you ever seen a quick shot? That it will feel so good to use. When it has a tagger, it's great. It's one of those things that, again, my opinion might be skewed, but if you play the game a lot, and you could pick between the Mighty Lion Bow and the Falcon Bow, you will always pick the Falcon. Most people in my chat who are players that play Breath of the Wild a ton would agree with me. Yeah. That doesn't mean you have to, but for me the Falcon Bow is an S tier bow. Best bows in the game, I would always call it that, so that's why it's an S tier. For a Dweller Bow, I would actually put it to the A tier, and probably just below. Even though it's pretty, just below the Savage line. Sorry, the Mighty line as well, sometimes I do those. Because it just has a little bit less damage. It's not super powerful, but triple shot bows, just being a triple shot bow and being able to be a 5-shot bow makes it super cool. So not only for DPS, which that being said, it also is nice for arrow rotation. That's going to be a glitch I'm going to be mentioning there. If you have that 5-shot, when you shoot arrows at a specific cooking, for example, Karakura Bazaar, you shoot 1 arrow and then you get to pick up 5, basically being able to duplicate your arrows if you think about it. And then we got a lot in my Breath of the Wild 999 each item challenge, which I'm currently still running on my Twitch channel. Quick ad, I guess first of all, thank you for making me reach 60,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it, that's a nice step. And if you're watching this video when it goes live, I will probably be live right now on twitch.tv/LinkedIn attempting an interesting shield serve challenge. If you want to, link will be in the description. Check it out. But yeah, the first Dweller Bow is a solid bow. And because it can be a 5-shot bow and it's already a triple shot bow, it will hit that A tier, in my opinion. Now I think it makes sense to rank the threading bow and the long bow together. And this is again probably a little bit of bias. There will be probably at like the top E tier to me. The golden bow being basically better than the threading bow in every way. More damage, durability, and it being a metal. Which again, I said, I rate metal bows in general higher than I really don't like the zoom bows in this game. They throw me off a little bit when I use them. I don't like the game like zooming like that, with one exception. Farming Dragon Balls. Obviously you need Dragon Balls in this game if you want to upgrade the champions to big. Or if you want to shrines you actually can, even though you can't use those high capacity. But for people just farm Dragon Balls, it's something that maybe not everybody knows. If you use it, Dragon Balls in a fish
a whip sword.
you found those parts. Great Eagle Bow, in my opinion, is, I'm going to say, the best bow in the game. I will explain this more further, because people will be like, wait, isn't the Savage the same thing, right? Is the Savage Island bow, like shot version, much better? And it is in certain scenarios. The whole package is what makes the Great Eagle Bow amazing. So first one is actually nothing I didn't mention the other triple shot bows earlier, or multi-shot bows. Multi-shot bows is what will allow you to do ability transfer and item duplication using menu. Placing a lot of like multi-shot bows with shockwave arrows on the ground to overload your menu and basically duplicate weapons. Just having the Great Eagle Bow and a bunch of multi-shot bows allows you to get a full inventory of Great Eagle bows, and that basically self-sustain forever, always being Great Eagle bows. That's something that we do actually in 100% speedrun, and something I do in my 999 item challenge. Now, again, the Savage Island Bow is better in some situations, I will talk about this, but the whole package with the Great Eagle Bow, durability, item duplication, the cadence, like it self-sustains itself. It's a little bit hard to explain, but if you have a lot of Great Eagle bows, you can always make more Great Eagle bows using the Great Eagle bows. They have insane fire damage. Damage less quite easy as the Savage Island Bow, but still good damage. They have a good fire range, you shoot those arrows fast, and the range, even if you don't use glitches, you can repair
Let me save
all
first.
the time. It does cost you a diamond.
I just have a bad feeling.
Talk about those later. I don't know if they call it swallow or swallow. I'm German. Don't find it out. We know this at this point. So I think get. I think Great Eagle Bow, because it has the whole package, is the best bow in the game. The Savage Island Bow will be up there, and I will explain where it's better. But that's my point for now. Okay. Knight's Bow. The Knight's Bow will be somewhere in the middle tier. Probably a little bit.
Never mind, you only need 3 for each.
Right?
What?
Maybe let's rate that whole package, other than the Royal Guards. I think I'm gonna rate it basically like this, right?
Now we need fish again.
No, sorry. That's actually, I think that is too high. I think they have to be in the B tier, right? The Royal Bow barely hitting the
But
A
this is
tier.
still fine.
And I guess this one should be for the duplex bow, just because its damage is better, and the duplex bow's little like quirks just make it slightly hit the A tier for me, right? To the puzzle solving capabilities in Navarres. But it actually I forgot the soldier set even existed. In the previous video I only thought about the knights and the traveler set. I think that's like a fair rating. If we want to really rank the tiers, I think it would have to be something like this. It would probably have to be something like this, right? But then those two would probably be. Okay, let me explain the rating of this tier, okay? So the Knight's Bow is actually solid. It has great durability, it's a metal bow, it's super easily obtainable, it has lots of chests and everything. It can hit the high damage numbers. It's a pretty useful bow. Those two are useful for dragon farming and for durability. Those bone weapons, they can burn down, they're quite easy to basically use the volcano. They can hit higher damage than the Knight's Bow, but it requires more setup using, the bone intake up buff, which is hard to get, requires a lot of initial investment. And then those bows are all good, right?
I'm thirsty.
The bow will not be the lowest bow in this technology segment. And there's actually might be ahead. just let me show this one.
Okay, that makes some sense. What about... Ah, you can't craft iron sledgehammers. Let me go buy the stealth set. $350, $300, $250. 35 plus 25, that's 60. Alright, so it's 900 again. Alright, that was a little too much. Nice even 1525. This will give me night speed up. Oh, it requires Sunset Firefly already. Hey, I only... Huh. Just wearing one already gives me... Too weird. But alright. I dig it. I suppose I technically really don't need any upgrades for that. Way more trouble than it's worth. go buy some arrows, why not?
Hey! Ah! Oh.
Alright, let's just go. I'm ready. You've been saying controversial on every pick so far.
And the niche news that makes it so good. Okay, so wait, also it has great range. Let's keep that in mind too, right? Great range is very useful in this game. Sometimes you want to shoot things from afar. It shoots quick. Actually, it's a quick shot. I mean, it doesn't have quick shot, but it shoots quite quick. You pull the bow back quite fast. My god, it's getting late already. And that can be useful. And the niche use, what pushes it so high for me, is that it has all of these things.
I just realized,
while
but
still being low damage. And that makes
never mind. I thought.
But this bow will always have a good spot in my art or whatever. Because in speedruns that we don't even use bullet time bounce that much anymore. You is an amazing bow for BTBs.
Ooh.
Because usually when you want to freeze an enemy, it does quite a bit of damage, right? Again, if you don't know what BTBs are, you freeze enemies, shield jumps onto them to get insane speeds. This bow is great for the setup for those BTBs. You can first of all shoot very specific visual cues with its great range to set up the enemy in frame. And then freeze the enemy as well without killing it. Like if you use a Royal Guard's bow for that, sometimes you will just kill the enemy, the ISO, and then you can't do that BTB. And it just has so much going on for it, even though it has low base power. That is just a good bow, in my opinion. And I would actually consider above these, the Royal Bow having like bad range or durability damage. This one is basically the first version of that. This one having puzzle capabilities, this one being able to 5-shot bow. I think I explained all of these bows pretty well, and this might be a controversial rating, but that's my decision. I'm gonna put the Swallow bow here. Thank you guys for watching. That was my bow tier list. Be kind, don't blame me too much in the comments. You can explain your opinions, obviously, and let me know what tier list next week. Shields, we do enemies, hopefully enjoyed this one. And yeah, I think I see you guys in the next video. Check out my Twitch stream and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And see you guys soon. So today we are doing an all dungeons run commentary. All dungeons, all divine, and Hyrule Pass to finish the game, aka get a dark game like any every single line. This run is pretty intense. It's crazy. Super long track, one to another, and it's as we go. All that which we can find these in is for multiple reasons. We are going to be starting with Bar Meno. Bar Meno offers us great compound overflows, basically demolish every other light. Then go to Vanamoris, then go to Barbudania, and then finish out the Hyrule Castle. Basically, we are going to have to start with the Great Plateau, like a bigger. And one interesting thing about this run is there has been a discovery that not covered before dimension here. This game is very difficult, very precise trick. And it can hopefully show successfully. It may take me a couple tries, but it's super impressive. It works out. And the route for this category is basically based around those bases boxes. Early game is super tricky, so there's a good chance that you make mistakes, but it's still a very awesome run. You get out of this in 5 minutes. And it's a good reason. Let's start telling you. There's a skip cutscene next to the usual. Then follow the Shrine Resurrection. And then, you know. One thing that I really like about this game is that we don't have to get the first cutscene of the game, just like in any percent. Step out and walk out the side of the shrine. So it means we have consistent daytime, annoying style, enemies, no skeletons, and weather is relatively predictable. It is going to be raining around Zora's Domain, but we can basically avoid having issues with that. Also, this run requires a couple of keys. We're going to be picking up the blue outfit and the flame outfit in Elden. Also buy some smaller things along the way when you're getting into that. So we have to basically pick up copies along the way. I recently have been having issues with flipping out of bounds here at the Shrine of Resurrection. Line it up again. Go away. So the Great Plateau is relatively similar to the Great Plateau that we 80% with one exception. which is the fire and ice arrows that we pick up after the Biome Shrine. But until then, we are pretty much going to be doing the same things. Also, I do want to get some extra food, because we're going to be taking lots of intentional damage with the bongs. And what else? As usual, we'll be walking down to the floor with 6 chilies here. Then also the pot is the most broken item in the game. Then after we are getting these 3 mushrooms, we are also going to be getting 6 extra chilies. Chilies in particular are also going to be coming in clutch for a meal that we are going to be cooking relatively early. Because we need to find a way to cook it, since we're probably not here, but later when we make our way to Mito Village, we're going to be traveling through the Kakudo Highlands, which is very good. Of game audio coming to the mic, yeah, that's not a problem. I need the game audio to be relatively loud, so if you guys hear the game audio to the mic, that's normal, because I need the game audio to be relatively loud myself. These ones require a very good size audio cue. So if we need to turn the game louder. Zombies have more than 1 heart. There's only 1 heart at the top of the skill, which we don't need to eat.
Great. Thanks, Taba.
Save zone before we take the last heart damage. So you can basically make the video without eating. And then as always, we are going to be shrine. I will actually activate the Great Plateau Tower later. This route doesn't tricky thing, but gets a very good shrine and the highlights later as more points. Now the Great Plateau Tower you cannot activate both, which is faster to get the Great Plateau Tower and because you don't have to talk to the old man, aka the king, after you're done, because you basically already left after you done the one thing is empty, that's actually one small thing that we are going to be doing here in this shrine is we pick up the iron sledgehammer. That is the weapon that we use to set up stasis bounces.
Right now, in the United States of America, a deadly fungal infection called Candida auris is rapidly spreading and has a 30% fatality rate. Given that we recently passed the 3-year anniversary of 15 days to slow the spread, I don't blame people for being a little skeptical of the potential for another world-ending pandemic. Now, I'm not a believer in coincidence, but sometimes things are providential. This just so happened to become prevalent as soon as a certain show finished airing on HBO. I feel like the writers of the Deep State have been getting a little too on the nose with this current season, so I will promptly violate a complaint with Kaguya Media. There was a point in my life, many years, where I would have called The Last of Us my favorite film of all time. And while my opinion on that film is certainly, it doesn't take away from the fact that I think The Last of Us still sits comfortably alive. And I really think it's a testament to how well the story was. The Last of Us refined a very attractive the story of two people who love and find beauty in the so when HBO announced it would be spearheading an adaptation, I was met with hesitancy. That's because I was recently burnt out by The Last of Us Part 2. I've stated on this channel multiple times that I am not a fan. In this video, I won't be retreading that ground, nor will I be explaining why the original Last of Us still remains a masterpiece. Instead, I'll be focusing on how HBO's adaptation did from the perspective of a diehard fan trying to rationalize the changes made for an audience.
When this pandemic happened in America,
Talking about the show, and 95% of them have gay. So my takes on this may be a bit anecdotal. Rural anecdotally say that, so that's my sample size. Leading up to the release of the series, many of my concerns began to for starters, some of the casting choices brought me relief, like Pedro Pascal and Nick Offer, filling the roles of Joel respectable. The director, Craig Mazin, who wrote for Chernobyl, gave me a bit more hope that he would play nicely with one of the game's original directors, Druckmann. And from the many promos and trailers, things were looking very promising, since the live-action video game adaptations had a significantly more spotted track record than their animated counterparts. There was a lot riding on the series, but as the show continued, what I am left with is that I can say it was definitely watching. I was pleasantly surprised with the quality and effort that each of the Last of Us show. I know it was an easy layup given that all they had to do was follow the plot of the game. Love it, but they did, and they did it pretty well. There were many scenes, dialogue, and shot compositions taken straight from the game, and tons of little Easter eggs and references planted throughout the world and his character. This type of fan service is greatly appreciated because it's not overbearing in how in your face it is. Also, I think it was a really smart idea to consistently bring up Cordyceps as the concept and reason for why the world is in the situation it's in. Not everyone is going to watch the behind-the-scenes segments and understand why it functions the way it does, or have seen this from BBC's Planet Earth before. So I definitely think that was a good call. And at the very beginning of the series, the cold open on that sort of interview establishes the tone and direction right away. I was certainly impressed with the direction they took Joel's character in this adaptation. While it wasn't perfect, and we'll get into what didn't work later, I think overall it captured what I wanted out of it. For starters, Pedro Pascal definitely like Joel, but a bit more this works for me because he plays Joel in the game, and it's from a third-person perspective. He's not entirely devoid of personality, but he's definitely left much more ambiguous for most of the story than compared to another Naughty Dog protagonist like Drake. And that sort of allows you to imprint some of your personality onto him. Like when Joel loses Sarah at the beginning, you feel like you lost your own daughter. You immediately understand it from his perspective. They decided to show more of Joel's age and reservations throughout this adaptation, which is certainly welcome. Nick Offerman as Bill was perfect casting, and there are many other performances that were just spot on for what a fan of the game would anticipate. Despite being cinematic, the game gives a very intimate feeling. That's sort of reflected in a ton of character interaction. If I had to choose, I would say episodes 1, 5, and 9 are clear favorites and certified bangers in my book. But they're not perfect because, well, something is a little off. The show does look like The Last of Us, but kind of doesn't feel like The Last of Us. I don't know. It's weird. I imagine there would be some changes for practicality purposes. Like, you're going to change spores to mycelium. So I understand the reasoning for why you do that, because at least you try to make it work in this world. However, changes like that bring into question why clickers look the way they do if their heads never explode from spores. And that's not me asking that someone from work brought that up to me and I thought it was a pretty legitimate question. But that might just be nitpicking. I'm not really looking for a one-to-one copy. Can an adaptation say something just as meaningful as its original source material while staying true to the spirit and intensity of that source material? This is the reason I love the Jurassic Park movie just as much as I love the book. With HBO's The Last of Us, you can justify why you should use your time for this experience versus the game, considering the time investment for both is very similar. And unfortunately, I don't think it doesn't feel like The Last of Us because they changed trivial things, like having the Pittsburgh set piece take place in Kansas City, or having the outbreak in 2003 instead of 2016. I mean, there's more explosion, more action, and you're gonna get that when you want to do wider audience. That stuff is an issue. I think they changed something a bit more close to the core of what The Last was. And that's our beloved lead, Ellie. Now, I'm not a fan of the direction of this character. This comes from primarily two reasons: Bella Ramsey and how she was written. So let's talk about the one that matters less first, casting. I'm sorry, this was just a massive miss for me. I know some people have made fun of her looks compared to the game version, but that doesn't matter to me. I don't care if Bella Ramsey isn't conventionally attractive or what people were anticipating. It's more about the delivery of lines and the presence she has on the show. And that's super unfortunate because for me and many people in my personal life, I saw her as kind of annoying. Not every scene by no stretch of the imagination, but it was grating at points. And I guess I have strong feelings about casting still to be back in high school. So this is kind of a personal story, but it stuck with me for a while, and I'm going to use it to justify why I don't think Bella Ramsey was the right choice for this role. When I was in high school, I was a theater kid. Wash my hands. I know. Call the cringe department. Chuck was not based when he was a teenager. But anyways, our senior year musical was Beauty and the Beast. Now, as probably my favorite Disney movie, I was stoked to audition for all the male roles. Beast, Gaston, Lumiere, etc. And after about a week of auditioning, I received none of those roles. In fact, those roles were given to students who didn't even show up to the auditions. and they even gave Lumiere to a girl instead. And while this was a bit of a snub from my perspective, I wrongly wrote and sent a strongly worded email about how I thought the director was wrong, and that I would boycott the play. Not my brightest moment, but it did lead me to meeting the director and having a discussion about why I didn't get any roles. I didn't have the voice of a beast, the stature of a Gaston, or the charm of Lumiere. Sometimes people don't. That's okay. It really gave me a lot of perspective on what I can change about myself, my intonation, my cadence, etc., which has positively benefited how I make videos on this channel today. To this day, I think that was the right decision, even if it was made on someone else's terms. The point being is that it's okay to acknowledge a miscast when it happens without hating the actor or actress. We all did this when Tom Holland was cast as Nathan Drake in another Naughty Dog-related product that hit the silver screen about a year ago. Tom Holland, he really did his homework on how to use it to be and he tried really hard. Something about his performance just wasn't the right fit. And I feel the same way about Bella Ramsey as Ellie. I think this comes down to a lot of the line delivery in certain scenes. I love that the really hidden moments from the game were basically cut to the beast in the show. However, in some of them, I just felt like it didn't give me performance. Watching this is like trying to make emotional scene featuring Ben Stiller seriously. It stands out to me as a confrontation in the bedroom role, but when she's basically you're asking me to take this I can't because she's just not really emoting properly. Like I can tell she's just crying and don't take it seriously. Like in the game, the scene took time to build up the tears, the scene took the wobbling of her voices, the stuttering, the volume. Or when she's basically talking over Nathan with it. She's saying lines from The Last of Us when you feel like you can tell in the game Ellie's been unsure of her own while she's trying to be heard. Things like that are really important because it matters how seriously you're going to take these characters. And when she's only shown the feeling smug whips and tears like stairs, and it feel like it didn't do justice. And as I've thought about it, it might be less of a problem with Bella Ramsey's acting ability and more of Ellie. I feel like the Ellie that we experienced in Season 1 is the Ellie we got near the end of the last week's game. Specifically in the fact that they didn't remove the arc she went through, but they kind of started it at her halfway point in the arc by making her super active instead of passive from the very first scene. In the game, when we first meet Ellie, she's trying to stab Joel because she thought she harmed Marlene, someone she looks up to as a mother figure. And that relationship was completely removed from the show, which doesn't make sense, but whatever, let's just keep moving on. In the show, Ellie is shown to be locked up and proactively trying to escape. Now, this gives the audience
Apparently I already have Max Shield Agent Soul.
Story. And yes,
But
of
where
course,
the hell is my Shield Agent Soul?
But in the game, it's done different. Ellie from the game, at least from the beginning, is passive in that Joel is directing her the vast majority of situations. She really doesn't have a say, and he's the one snapping back at her on multiple occasions to show that he's in charge.
Unless item limiter is doing something.
All my food too while you're at it.
By the looks of it, you could lose some of that food.
Listen to me, you little shit.
No, fuck you! You handcuffed
I
me!
need you to shut up. Alright.
And this is really great because it gives us some massive contrast to where these characters start and end the game at. Ellie doesn't know everything, she's just a kid, but she's got potential that she hasn't realized. So that's why moments like when Joel is scolding her for using his gun when he told her not to are so important. They establish the buds of this familial love that the writers are building to. Ellie is often taken down a few pegs because Joel needs to do that in order to protect her, and then is given opportunities to teach her as a father will. But in the show, all of that is gone for the most part. Ellie is constantly flinging insults and punchlines outside of her pun book that are just so strange and unfitting for the situations they're in.
You're gonna shoot this thing or you're gonna impregnate it?
残りの制御端末はあと4個。先は長いね。
Kind of reminds me of something, but let's hold that thought for a moment. The stark difference in the show is how Ellie is now driving every conversation in the scene, and Joel just sits there and takes it. Ellie is now the active one and Joel is the passive one from the beginning, so their roles have flipped. And you can't be surprised that fans of the game like myself would have some reservations on that change. It's why despite how I like the direction they took Joel's character and showed his age, one of the drawbacks is that you have to write this character passive. And I think this really sticks out in two scenes. After Joel and Ellie have their fight, Ellie is given a choice to go with him or Tommy.
Ellie, get up. Come back to Tommy. So, what do you do? Let's open it up.
And before Joel can even finish his sentence,
It's your choice. Still better off with all that's gone. Okay.
it doesn't feel wholesome at all, like it was building for something that the characters thought about it. It was like a light switch snap. But what was even worse was the end of the David scene changed in a pretty important way. And you may not think it's important, but it says a lot about the direction the show wanted to use its character. Let's put aside the draining and eye-rolling scene where David was made to simp for Ellie by telling her how awesome and amazing and girl-boss and equal she was. In the game, when Ellie is laying into David and scoring his brains out everywhere, Joel is the one to grab her and bring her back to reality. Joel wasn't there to save Ellie from David. Joel is there to save Ellie from herself. And when Joel sees how much Ellie is hurting, that's why he comforts her, holds her, calls her to baby. The show, on the other hand, doesn't give us that interaction. Instead, Ellie hacks David's face away much longer than it happened in the game, to a grotesque degree, and then is just left to wander outside until Joel runs into her somewhat randomly, and then does a similar interaction. Ellie stops herself because she don't need no man to tell her when enough vengeance is enough. But I really think this runs roughshod over what the game did so well in establishing. These two characters together make each other whole. You can't have one without the other. This is one of the many reasons why many people, myself included, might not be like the direction of the story. But these types of changes aren't limited to Ellie herself. I think these changes matter a whole lot more for this story specifically, and I can't shake the feeling that it's because Bruce Straley isn't co-directing. Bruce has always had a way to develop scenes and dialogue with characters that just feels so natural when you play it. As a show, it just doesn't have that natural feeling. I get a feeling that many aspects of the show have been updated for a modern audience, and this plays into multiple ways. Characters not necessarily bad,
You need to go first.
but it does feel like an intentional change from the director's choice. It's like the Hamilton way we act. It just feels like they're trying to create a response. You don't have to choose what the sequel did. The sequel faded out anger from an audience before, and while the show doesn't do that to the degree the sequel did, it is noticeable. And let's look at how some of the dialogue just changed. Lessons had funny moments. Many of those moments came from characters like Bill, who aren't given the news found as a place for Joel and Ellie and explore, so we don't get that comic relief. Which brings to the question, regardless of how well the characters acted in episode 3, did it affect the overall plot of the show, especially to the point where the infected haven't played much of a role? Listen, I'm just a little salty with my trap set piece. It was always one of my favorites from the game. A lot of these changes feel unnecessary, which sucks because I'm often reminded how, after every episode, I would much rather just be playing the game. And after most episodes, I did go back and just play the game. Some I enjoyed more, some I enjoyed equally. But the real reason all of these changes are taking place is a pretty cynical one. I feel like they're trying to ease people into the structure of The Last of Us Part 2, like Season 2. Yes, there's a lot of ominous signs, like the style of RPG rather than the original one. There's only so much that can deviate from the original story. So that's what led to my pretty mixed feelings about the show. It seems that the feedback I've been getting is that episodes are very just a waste of time. It's not uncommon for me. Especially shows on HBO. It's just so sad because games we love never a dull moment. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's Neil's IP. He can do what he wants with it, but it doesn't mean I don't have to like everything about it. And it's really intriguing to see where he took this kind of story without someone like Bruce Straley balancing them out. It was really good to see a strong finish from the show in its final episode, though, and given the popularity it has, it's just a matter of time until season 2 comes. Episode 9 was phenomenal because it stuck super close to the source material, and even when it did deviate, it added content about Ellie's mother or Joel attempting to commit die that helped flesh out these detailed characters with stuff that was absent from the game while maintaining their overall personality. However, it was unfortunate to see by the last few episodes, the infected are basically a non-present, and without the constant threat of the infected, like in the game, it feels like the pacing of the show is a bit clunky, making me question, like, if we really needed 2 backstory episodes out of 9 to be dedicated to something else instead. Don't get me wrong, I like what we got, but revisiting it is kind of strange. I can't deny that I'm a little interested to see how they tell the story in the sequel, and what kind of response the general audience might have to it. Since the last time I talked about The Last of Us Part 2, I promised to never buy another Naughty Dog game again, and to this day, I can proudly say I've kept up with that promise. And thank goodness I haven't bought anything, because have you seen the PC port? The Crashed of Us isn't like a fine wine. It doesn't get better with age. I don't think I'll ever stop enjoying the games that I did buy, besides one obvious exception. And despite all the changes being made currently, I still think the show is worth watching, but I can only imagine how many more people would love it if it stuck a little closer to what made the characters I fell in love with 10 years ago so unforgettably great. But that was the video. Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you thought about The Last of Us on the video. Did you love it? Did you hate it? I'm genuinely curious because I've gotten vastly different responses from people in my personal life. If you want to see more content like this, please like and subscribe. Have a beautiful doing, and I'll see you all next time.
残りの制御端末はあと2個だよ。
Bounces.
へえ。
I should have let the Master Sword break sooner. Now I'm not gonna have it for when the
Yeah, it
fight,
makes most sense to really talk about the
boss
stage
fight begins.
It should be around 30 minutes into the run. It's basically traveling with the speed of a volatile bounce, which I've done on multiple occasions on this channel, and I'm going to be doing after the shrine. But you don't need any stamina to actually do it.
It's not too late, I can still try it.
This bounce is actually gonna basically allow you to have a very logical super interesting to see it, and it's gonna be super fast. But of course, wanna be making a jump here. And stasis. I wouldn't say I'm a different person when I commentate. Obviously, you can't read chat as much. But jump is a little bit risky. Only 4 seconds. Stasis is pushing away. But 4 seconds is not
Yeah, I need.
This detailed old man, by the way. Slightly suffering. I don't know why it sounds like that, but it's definitely a fan favorite. The order in which we want to talk to him with here is interesting. The second option first, the first option twice, and then the second option again. And then we need time. We're gonna meet him one more time after the box shrine, and then all these will be over later. But I think we get to get a sound one more time. It's not against the Italian, like I said, it says the title. It's getting good. And it's a nice old play. Slowly getting back to the over. I want to make sure that I get arrows are a little tight throughout. I'm going to be using lots of arrows, specifically for the fights against the lights. And also for the BTVs, which is the thing. Hopefully that still works. I got the time quite late, but and I get up the arrows for the first time. No! My D-pad basically put me under the bus. D-pad has a nice, the D-pad on the Nintendo Switch Pro controller has a nice little habit of just switching back. So you press left. That's fine. But if anything, the Switch shot is a wide Nintendo Switch Pro controller D-pad can be actually slightly turned, which is very handy because you can already see that I'm basically going closer to the shrine this time.
here. Ooh. No!
And in this case, I probably have to save time to take some time to find the right frame, so it's not easy to put this on top. Unfortunately, that at the beginning of Cryonis, I am currently running against my personal best, which is a 1 hour 58 times for just under 2 hours. Which is actually the goal I had for quite a bit. The early game in that run wasn't great, so we can actually lose some time here and still be on pace with my personal best time. The run is really hard, and the hardest part is probably after we need to win plateau. So, after we get to this is really insane. But everybody can try to skip the section while we try to stone plate by jumping up like this. Record for this one is actually maybe 1 hour and 39 minute time by Scatogaro, who currently also holds the 80% world record. Probably the uncontested best player of the game at the moment. And yeah, we kind of went back and forth a bit discussing stuff about his routes. He's great at English, but he's definitely able to communicate with the community. And it's always super interesting to hear his thoughts and input and stuff. Now, this is the one difference to the 80% plateau. Because I don't want to make it all the way to the Magnesis Shrine here intentionally. Instead, I want to land at this swamp. You can kind of see the background in the distance. Because there is 2 crates on there, which happen to have ice and fire arrows, and both of them are required for this run. The ice arrows are going to be used to set up some bullet-time bounces throughout the route, and the fire arrows are used to unfreeze a shrine that we are going to be using as a war point. I already teased this earlier. There's a shrine in the Kuno Heights, it's called Kataka. It's encased in ice, and we need 7 fire arrows to unfreeze it. But it's literally in a perfect position. We are going to be walking back to a shrine twice. Once back to Kuno Town, and once after we made it to Kuno Town, we are going to be walking back there to get to the Kiva Island. We are going to have to fight Master Koga as we progress to Lana Bonus quest, which is the Lions in the Desert, the Canal. It's a really, really nice war point, and we are going to pick it up. Look into my pieces, the same thing. Some people ask me here, why do you not use this setup in the tutorial for the shrine anymore? And it's because I am more of a fan of this setup now. This setup that I just did, it's actually linked in my YouTube video about the Magnesis split. It's a setup that Runs made some time ago. It's what I go for now. And it's basically linked in videos which isn't super properly explained, but you should get the hang of it after watching that video. It basically shows its visual cues. And then also, if you look at the bottom left corner of this layout, I am currently working towards the goal of remaking the 80% tutorial. Not completely remaking it, but basically making one really big update video where I go over all of the new stuff. I talked about most of the stuff in different videos, like the Wind Bomb tutorial or the Wind Blind Skip tutorial. Those strengths are now being used in the run. I would make one big update video where I talk about all of this in the sense of 80% and how to do it in a run. So follow me on Twitch.
残りの制御端末はあと1個。
But yeah, Magnesis is
Should have eaten that a little earlier.
changed. There's actually some slight niche threads that you can take a metal block, sort of stasis and then walk on the flying metal block to the shrine, which takes very little time.
It's really
It's
useful.
quite cool, it looks quite cool, printing out being done. And you can see we're suddenly ahead again, even though we did fail at BTV to Cryonis. That's because it might be had also some issues. We are actually only going to be getting 4, which is probably one
や
that
るね
makes this run so hard.
制御端末はこれで全部だよ
Also, we are going to be having
メイン制御装置を起動させられるよマップを見てみて
not
ご
change
らん
our stamina at all.
新しく光っている大きな印があるはずだよそこへ向かうんだでもまだ
I'm gonna make a manual save. And yeah, I'm eating this.
奴の射撃は正確だよ気をつけるんだね
Lovely.
Yo, チャンスだ
Gotcha. Alright, he doesn't have that much health, it seems. Or perhaps I'm just really over-prepared. At this point now. Or there could actually be a bit of a problem with the overlapping with the two mods that I have that both alter the bosses.
近くからも攻撃が来る気をつけるんだね
Alright,
避けられない攻撃は柱を利用して隠れるんだ。やるじゃないか。
No, come on. I didn't really feel much of the difference. Again, there could be some conflicts or something happening. Oh, damn. Got it auto-saved. Alright, before I go... Wait, was I recording any of that? I think I was. Let me disable custom boss fight first. And then just keep nightmare mode and game.
Really long tricks, we are only gonna have one stamina bar. I picked up the Ruby there in the DLC chest that is allowed, even though I'm not doing the DLC category, where I also do the DLC dungeon. But on the leaderboards, you are allowed to pick up this chest, so it's a little bit of a pay-to-win strat. And immediately after, I'll make our way to Bomb's Shrine. Hopefully this BTB sometimes is this a little bad. This, for example, might not work. Yeah, I went to the bullet time a fraction of a second too late. It's never worth to be speed because the Vokovic are just going to be all over the place. You could already hear one of the Vokovic just killed one of the others. So walking to the bomb shrine, and I say this in my tutorial too, does barely lose time. In the grand scheme of things, if you just want the best run possible, this would be a reset. But no stasis bounce here. That's actually a good point, Sloth. You can technically use that stasis bounce technique from the Magnesis Shrine to the bomb shrine. This is something I would talk about in the 80% update video once stasis bounces are fully figured out, but they're not right now. Right now they are very, very inconsistent and barely RTA viable, which means technically shouldn't do them in your speedrun, but they're so cool that I do them anyway. And the current world record uses them too, at least 2 of them. I'm going to be using 3. One at the end that saves 10 seconds. But it's not really the end, it's kind of like the second half. But the stasis bounce here saves around that too, actually less than 10 seconds. And it is super inconsistent. Because not only do you have to get the stasis bounce, but you also have to get
song sounds different.
やつの射撃は正確だ。気をつけるんだね。
Well, I guess it's safe to say that there was no overlap problem at all. When the blight is just actually a joke. That attack feels a lot faster though. We try putting endgame at the top instead.
Get a shield spin on the ground. Unless you do what Gert and Chat just teased, you can actually place a chest in front of that metal crate to make your stasis bounce go a little higher than usual. And with that strat, you wouldn't need the shield spin on the ground, but it takes some time to set up, it barely saves time. And if you miss it, you lose a lot of time and health. So I'm only going to be going for the ones that are essential for the run, which, like I said, is going to come in
I was hoping to break at least 3, maybe 5 weapons
gonna come up here
during the fight,
bombs, and
but
you can see on the timer that even though we just messed up again, we are probably gonna be ahead still.
I guess I
because, like
was just
said, my
over-prepared
plateau
and Wind
in my
Blight is
personal
just
best time
easy
was probably the
That's
worst
why
part.
they
The rest
gave
of
him
the
a lot
game
of
went
HP
really well,
in this
but
mod.
I'm still okay with this.
In Dark Army Resurrections
Sirens in the background. I'm sorry.
harder
for that.
bosses mod thing.
Oh my god! Wait. Oh no! I didn't check. I got hit by the Bokoblin. That's fine. I just realized that I got hit by the Bokoblin. Maybe I'm gonna show this in the video. When I failed the BTB2 bombs, the Bokoblin shot me, and I lost exactly 1 health, so I didn't expect to only be at 1 heart, because I'm not used to it. Thankfully it's not a big time loss, we can just redo it. But it's just something I didn't think about at all. This time I didn't take any damage at all, and taking a full heart already is a bit rough, but I had a really fast angle last time, and I just got destroyed. Yeah, but as we see on the timer, with all of those mistakes, I'm somehow still ahead. That's nice about this run. Running against this run basically almost automatically means that I'm going to be ahead coming out of the Great Plateau. Alright. At least we get to hear the Italian old man sound again. That's always a blessing. And then we're going to get the paraglider and the Great Plateau Tower, and then is when the run levels up quite a bit. Oh wait, does he not even make a sound here? What? That's rude. I thought he makes a sound here. Yeah, he's much more calm. I just realized this for the first time. The first old man is way better. Very sad. I guess he's more pleased with us now since we got all of the shrines. Anyway, Wind Bomb to the Temple of Time. This one can be a little rough as well. This looks good though. You don't want to go too high with it, because you are going to take damage. Like we said here, see here, if I didn't heal, I would have actually died. But we are going to be doing a second Wind Bomb up to the Temple of Time, which I quite like. It's also pretty risky, but it's pretty satisfying to do, and I've been doing it for quite some time now. I should have probably eaten more, because I'm going to be wind bombing again. See, this is actually risky. Oh, whoa. Now this is new. I don't even know what to do right now. Okay. I actually didn't know that you could climb up there, but I'll take it. Was a little lower than usual. But we're up here, we're getting the glider. And since the old man gives us the glider and basically dissolves into this green mist, we can then get the tower without him annoying us, so that's quite a bit faster. Nice. There's the glider. And this next wind bomb is a special one that I quite like. I just recently learned it, so I hope I can show it off. But it's different than other wind bombs in the sense that it kind of sends us downwards. You see it here. I'm basically going to stand on the same thing I usually stand on here, because I am quite low on health. The baked apples. Aim towards the tower and then do a specific timing with them.
I about that attack speed. Alright, Yep, those are fast bullets, alright. I see. Alright, I'll roll with this.